Hello, welcome to the video. I'm going to attempt a little reading vlog this week. I don't know if anybody will be remotely interested in that, but this book is due back to the library in a couple of days, and I really want to finish it. I don't want to keep anyone waiting because it's a pretty hot title right now, so I want to make sure I get it back on time. I've made just a very small dent in it so far. I'm on page 75. The book that I'm reading is Girl Dinner by Olivie Blake. Olivie? I'm not sure how you pronounce her name, but what I've read so far, I'm liking. So what we're working with here is we are following two main characters. One is Nina, who is a college sophomore. She's just been accepted into this very highly coveted sorority house where she is one of like 3 maybe women of color. This house is made up of like very exceptional women. They're all very high achieving, very intelligent, very beautiful, just like the cream of the crop, right? And so, hold on, Journey wants to come up. Journey wanted to snuggle. Okay, anyway, the other character that we are following is Sloane, who is just returning to work as a professor at the college that Nina goes to. She's been out of work for like 18 months because she had her first baby and she was home with the baby. So she's back at work now. And she gets involved with this sorority as like an academic advisor or something. Both of these characters so far have like an internal conflict happening. With Sloane, she's feeling the friction between wanting to be like a powerful modern day woman and like just wanting to be with her kid all the time. She's obsessed with her kid. She loves being a mom, but she also wants to have a career. She's really into watching like trad wife content, which I think is funny because she totally rejects the ideology, but she's like, it's just so comforting to watch. And then we have Nina, who is dealing with her real sister, who's constantly on her case, giving her crap, you know, saying like she just wants to be a white woman so bad and like getting sucked into this sorority culture. And so she's got that going on. And that's about all I've got so far. That sets the scene for the tale, and we will find out where this goes. I'm getting cultish vibes. I know some pretty crazy stuff is gonna happen just from reading the summary. It says, as Nina and Sloane each get drawn deeper into the arcane rituals of the sisterhood, they learn that living well comes with bloody costs. And when they're finally invited to the table, they will have to decide just how much they can stomach in the name of solidarity and power. I'm excited. So I'm going to try to just finish this up over the weekend and see what else I get up to. I want to make some ice cream, so we can do that. And just whatever else. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, something that I love in books is when food is described like in this way. Directly in front of Nina sat a platter with a colorful array of bright, festive vegetables, each roasted with golden crusts of Parmesan cheese. Beside her, thick, crusty slabs of bread were heartily dipped in velvety sauces raised to still chatting mouths. Ugh. Why? I don't know why I love descriptions of food like that, but it's just like it does something to add to the atmosphere and like the decadence of this place that they're at, this house. Anyway, carrying on. It is so warm today, and I am not one to complain about warm weather. I'm not the biggest fan of winter, but I am going to complain for a minute because I could see earlier my neighbor across the field. She was out working in her flower bed. It's January. Should I be out working in my yard? I don't want to be out working in my yard. I want to be under a blanket by the fireplace reading a book. That being said, I have been doing quite a bit of reading this morning. I am at about the halfway point. I think I'm on page 165, and so far nothing really substantial has happened. I'm liking it. I think it's really good, but nothing has really happened. There's this kind of slow tension building, mostly through vibes, but like also little hints that something sinister is lurking. I think part of it is that Nina seems to be hiding some kind of secret, some reason why she has waited till her sophomore year to rush sorority instead of doing it in her freshman year. Something happened there. Also, I think it's just because these women are so perfect, and like I said before, just the decadence, like the extreme decadence, especially with the descriptions of food. There's so many descriptions of food throughout this, which makes sense. But it's just like, I don't know, it feels dangerous or like it's a trap. And then we have Sloane's chapters, and Sloane is a sociology professor. And so this whole like tradwife influencer thing is a thread throughout. And I'm loving that because I like digging into like social trends and culture and stuff like that. And I find the conversation around tradwife influencers very fascinating. So I'm enjoying that. Her chapters also have obviously a lot about motherhood, and like her husband is like maybe not the most ideal, most involved man. But also something that I like is that it doesn't lay out anything as like black and white, right or wrong or whatever. It's just, there's a lot of nuance. It's all very nuanced. Like what is the right way to be a feminist, and what is the right way to be a woman, and what is the right way to be a mother. A lot of questions being posed. It's good for getting you to think about stuff. I do hope something juicy happens though in the second half of this book. I feel like it's about to break loose and become kind of unhinged, so we'll see. So, yes, I was correct. I've got about 100 pages left of this book, and things are getting weird. Things are getting weird. One of the weirdest things is how casual we're being about all the weird stuff. It's pretty much going exactly the way that I thought it was going to go, so I should be able to finish this up today, and we'll see how it ends. Oh, okay. Okay. Didn't see that. Didn't see that. Come on. I do relate strongly to Nina's sister here. I get it. I get it. What? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm gonna have to think about that. Yeah, I gotta sit with this one for a little bit before I can form some coherent thoughts. I'll get back to you. Okay. All right, let's do some final thoughts on Girl Dinner. I just dropped it off at the library and I took Journey for a walk at the park in town. It's good for her to get some change of scenery once in a while. But yeah, I've had a day to think about it. So final conclusions. I liked it, kind of. I liked it, kind of. It was very thought-provoking, and like I said, I enjoy thinking about the things that it asks you to think about, so I liked that part. It was kind of slow. Parts of it were kind of draggy. I found my mind wandering quite a bit, and nothing really happened until the last third of the book or so. And even when it did happen, it was kind of like, okay. I think I picked up this book thinking that it was going to be a horror, and it did go to a dark place, but like the horror was done in a more satirical way, which is fine. I thought it was going to be more of a horror story. The ending does get pretty disturbing. There's one thing in particular that I'm thinking of that even I read a lot of horror, and I was like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. But again, it was done in a purposeful way to prove a point. So I guess maybe just like expectations should be set before you dive into this one. Because if you are going into it thinking that you're going to get a fun horror story, you're probably going to be disappointed. And on the flip side, if you're reading it because you're interested in the themes, just know that it does go to a pretty dark place to prove its point. Other things of note that you might want to know before you read it is that there are some pretty spicy adult scenes, and it is sapphic if that's something that you look for in a book. So overall, I think that I will give it 3 stars. It was fine. It was fine. I liked it. I didn't love it, but it was fine. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for hanging out with me during my first attempt at a reading vlog. I don't know if I will do this again in the future. It was kind of fun, so maybe I will. I guess let me know if you've read this book and what you thought of it, or if it's on your radar, and I will see you next time. Bye.